What up, everybody? Welcome back to Furrow Publications YouTube channel. This channel talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today I want to talk about the working artist. Things that this Art Finder report about the art market tells us. And just from me generally watching people talking about it, my thoughts and takes on it. Hello, thank you for stopping by. My name is Rich, just in case you don't know who I am. I publish a comic book zine anthology called Furrow Comics. It has subversive underground comics from around the world. Contributors are paid for their work, so if you're a working artist, you might want to consider sending me an email or something. And if you're interested in underground comics, go ahead and hit the link in the show notes so that you can buy a single issue, if not a year subscription to the project. I saw this video on TikTok.
So if you're a working artist, we need to talk about this study done in 2017. So the survey was run on independent working artists, both in the US and in the UK. What it found is that 86% of working artists make less than 20K a year. The study also showed that only 16% of working artists out there are art graduates.
And this is the part where I want us to look at this study and use it for good. If you made $1,000 to $5,000 from your art last year, you are in the 48% of working artists. You are normal. You are doing well.
Kudos to the creator. I will have a link to that creator, specifically that video, so you guys can show that creator some love just because she gave me food for thought. So some of the key points that I took away from that were threefold. One, most working artists didn't go to school for art. Two, that just about 50% of working artists make anywhere to $1,000 to $5,000. And three, that the top percentile of artists, working artists in the United States and the UK make about $20,000 a year. So to the first point, what does it say when 16% of working artists actually went to school for art? Well, it tells you that going to school for art is very different than being a working artist. I didn't go to school for art. I went to school for a million and one things except for art. Going to school for art is very different than being a working artist. A working artist, in my opinion, is someone that has this creative impulse. I have to make. I've been making long before anyone put a dollar in my hand. People now put money in my hands for the art that I make, and I'm very appreciative of it. But I would be making that art regardless, with or without those dollar bills. The difference for me is that, just like anything else, once you hit this level, you want to go to the next level, and the next, and the next. You want to keep adding weight to the things you're doing to see how far and how much you can do. And that's where I'm at. And that's why I guess I became a working artist, because I wanted to reach higher and higher levels of this art process that I'm on. And that's why I became a working artist. It had very little to do with my education, but rather this impulse that just made me make. And the more I made, the bigger things I wanted to make. But guess what? Those bigger things that you want to make need funding. And why do I feel like I need to make? I don't know. But I know that I've had really bad jobs. And making art and consuming art, it calms my spirit. It diffuses my rage that I feel sometimes at the world. It helps me balance my emotions. And it helps me laugh and smile in bleak moments. Very powerful and soothing thing for me, right? Almost like Anakin Skywalker and Padme. Like, it's just soothing to me to be around art. So that's why I joined this arena. The second point, that 48% of working artists make $1,000 to $5,000. That was very empowering to me. I'm in that bracket, and it feels good to know that I'm working at this thing, and this thing is working out, and it is being built, and it is allowing me to make bigger and better projects and have more fun in this process. There's nothing worse than trying to do something, trying to connect dots, and they're just not working. They're just not adding up. It's very frustrating. You begin to wonder what it is that you're doing wrong and why isn't this thing working out for you? And that's one of those things that I'm happy to say that I haven't had to deal with, because every year continuously has been getting better, and I've been getting more support, more love, more fandom, and that's all just helping to build us up to the next level. And that's what the whole goal is for me, right? To continuously hit the next level. Now, the third point, that the top working artists make about $20,000 a year, lets me know that for the lifestyle that I have, I will probably never be a full-time working artist, because $20,000 a year at my age, I just can't live off of that. But guess what happens if I get $20,000 a year? I can make an indie film and things like that. And that's my point, right? And like I've explained this to other people, and I think I've said it on the channel before. If I put as much time and effort into furrow publication as I would getting a second job, I'd make more money getting a second job than I would off furrow publication. So the money is not the draw for me, but it's the ability to create. It's the people that I meet that I'm able to collaborate with and go on new art processes with. That's the draw to the thing that I'm here for. Has less to do with the money, because that means that even at the height of it all, you might make what someone else makes at a minimum wage job 40 hours a week. And I don't even think that would be accurate. I think someone with minimum wage 40 hours a week still makes more than 20K a year. There's no money to be had here, you guys. You gotta actually like this shit. And if you don't, then make art, but don't try to sell art. Which is gonna be the last point that I make, and I've said this before. I've met people that make art and just make it. They have no want, they have no need to sell it. They're content just making, right? Or they film family events and things like that, which is something I was doing for a long time. I would continuously make these little family videos and things like that were just for me and my wife. And it's like, that just wasn't enough for me after a while. I wanted to do more. And so I sought more. Can you stop making art? Could they pay you to stop making art? Because if they could pay you to stop making art, then just take the job somewhere else and get paid to do that other thing instead of making art. Now, if you're like me and they cannot pay you enough to stop making shit, then just make. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Lights.